How's it going, YouTube? This is CaliKawal coming to you from my kitchen. Today I decided I'm gonna do a little cooking show for you guys. It's called Sinigang. It's like a stew, like a traditional farmer stew. It's got vegetables, got meat. You can put fish in it. Today what we're gonna have is, like, as I said, we're gonna have chicken and pork as the meat ingredients. We're also gonna throw some garlic in there, onions, eggplant, Chinese eggplant, tomatoes, and I've already peeled them, but these are taro roots, or what we call them as gabi in the Philippines. I've got some water boiling right now already. Traditionally they use like a tamarind base, or a sampalok is what they call it in the Philippines. What I'm using today is gonna be like an extract, like a powder extract, which is right here. They come in various brands. Several different companies make them. I bought a few just to show you the different types, but they all pretty much have the same ingredients, really. I'm making a big dish to feed me for the next several days because I really won't have time to cook for myself. Just busy with work, writing, and busy with training. It has the same consistency as potatoes, so like you throw this in early in the dish, around the same time as the meat, because you want it to really soften up. Sometimes you can cut them into quarters, depending on the size. I cut them in halves. I change it up sometimes because when you're eating, it's once it softens up, it's really great to mash it in with your rice. That's our little secret that my family does. So I love mixing it with the rice and mashing it. So now I'm taking the tomatoes and I'm gonna go cut them up in quarters. Tomatoes, actually I'm gonna cut them up in eighths. Tomatoes are great just because it provides you with some vitamin C and it just adds a little extra tang to the dish. So now I'm gonna cut up the Chinese eggplant. Really, you can cut it up any way you want. I sometimes mess this up like I just did. I love using butcher's knife. They're so cool. I think Martin Yan, the way he used to cut it up, freaking awesome. I really just like to do the smash method on the garlic. I try to cut it up just so it like really infuses the flavor in the water in the soup. This is actually one of the first dishes I learned to make, especially when I left home. Yeah, it was my favorite dish growing up. You had meat, you had vegetables. It was tangy. It tasted great with rice. I mean, what's not to love about it? And as I got older, I kind of just realized the nutritional value in it, and it's one of those comfort foods that that just makes you feel good when you eat it. Kind of like eating pho or chicken soup, on a cold day, or sometimes when you're just sad, like you just want to eat something that's comforting and warm in your stomach. That's what sinigang is. So I'm gonna just take half this onion bulb. Try not to cry. And this, you can really, it's up to you. You can make half rings like this, or you can be less beautiful about it and just big chunks like this. It doesn't really matter because I personally like it, just big chunks of onion. It's gonna break up inside the soup anyways. Alright, so now that we have all the vegetables ready, let's get ready for the meat. I chose to get a whole chicken because it saves me money. I know how to prepare chicken. I was fortunate enough to be a prep cook at a restaurant, and we did a lot of chicken stuff. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it to the sink and wash this because even though it's out of package, it's always nice to wash the meats. So now we've washed the chicken. Now I'm gonna prepare it. So right now, I'm gonna use half of it. So as you can see, it's a whole chicken. It's got some stuff like the hearts, the liver is also inside the chicken, but I'm gonna set that aside because I can always cook that for something else. Sorry, couldn't resist. You guys seen that Mr. Bean episode? Anyways, so this chicken, we're gonna have to cut them in half right here. My trusty cleaver. Just gonna take off all this fat. There's probably guys out there saying, oh, that's not the right way to do it. Honestly, I don't care. This is my way of how do I take the skin off. There's probably a more efficient way to do it. I keep a little of the skin on the legs or on the thigh meat just for a little flavoring, but for the most part I try to cut out all the fat and all the skin, just because there's also this little pocket. When I was a prep cook for this teriyaki barbecue place, they showed me that chicken thighs have this little pocket fat that sometimes even some restaurants forget to take out, and I end up chewing on it, and it really bothers me because it's kind of gross. It's just like it's deep inside the meat cavity. So now that our meat's ready, I'm gonna cut it in quarters. So I'm gonna take out the thighs, take out the wings. And I'll cut the breast into several pieces. We're about ready to throw it into the pot. But right now the pot is boiling. We're gonna go ahead and throw in the tamarind powder, which I showed you guys earlier. So now that's boiling pretty good. We've put the tamarind powder that I showed you guys earlier. The pork ready to go in, and we got the chicken. So the pork, we just slowly, yeah, it looks like the tamariнд's dissolved in there. Just slowly put the pork in. Don't splash yourself. Now throw the chicken in. Try not to throw in the fat that we just separated. Yeah, trying not to get myself here. That burns. So once it boils, let's throw in the other vegetables, the eggplant, the tomato, the taro root, and then we seal it up. We cook it for another 20 minutes. So I just shut the oven off. Meat's cooked. 20 minutes, that's all it took. I feel like we should add some greens to it. So I got some broccoli and some spinach in there. It's not in Sinigang or Filipino food. But I kind of want some more extra green nutrients in my dish. And yeah, I'm just gonna throw it right in. And after the heat alone is just gonna cook it in there. And then our dish will be done, our sinigang. Thank you for watching. I just want to show you guys the final product. Got me some spinach, some tomatoes, some broccoli, chicken, and pork. And let's try it out. One final footnote though is that I like to have pork and chicken in my sinigang, and I like to put these types of vegetables. If you go to another Filipino person's house, they might make it differently. Some people throw in different vegetables. Just like the Philippine Islands, we're very diverse. Depending on which region you come from, they'll have different vegetables in there. So just like in almost anything Filipino, there's no one set rule in anything. We like to break the rules. This is my version of sinigang, and I hope you like it. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Good luck to Manny Pacquiao. Hopefully he wins the fight on May 2nd. For some of you who watches this later, you'll know the results. Enjoy your sinigang. I'm gonna enjoy mine. All right? Thank you.